We're here today with Scott Everett from Eigen. How you doing, Scott?
Good, Rob. How you doing?
Very good.
Good.
So you're one of the people on one of the companies going through the Accelerate program right now.
Yeah.
You just went through kind of like the 5x5 pitch,
Yeah.
and now you're hoping to get in and see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yep.
It was a good experience. Some of the first pitching that we've done on that kind of platform. So, yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking at first, but we made it through. It was a good evening. Heard a lot of great pitches. And yeah, some really interesting companies looking like there might be a part of that accelerator program. So.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about Eigen. What's Eigen? What does it do?
Well, we're a software company, so to speak, but we're geared towards manufacturing industry. So we have software that actually tells machines what to do to make them more productive. And that's finding, there's a lot of different machines out there, so we're in the process right now of finding, our market niche and all that kind of stuff.
So one of the things I heard is like the stuff that really caught me from your pitch is that you guys really want to take this to something called Industry 4.0, and you want to make machines smarter and actually be able to talk to one another.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, it's actually it's a really exciting thing that we're just starting to learn more and more about now. I've been studying controls engineering for a long time, and so we always try and make machines be able to do things automatically, right? Removes labor costs and all that kind of stuff, and it's generally you get a lot better performance out of your machines. So now the interesting thing is that we have a lot more development being done in artificial intelligence, like the Googles of the world and all that kind of stuff. So we've got more computational ability to do things automatically. So what we're trying to do is make machines smarter and then connect them up through the internet so machines can actually start talking to one another.
Really?
So it's basically leveraging everything that's been done in terms of productivity for humans over social media and the internet over the past 20 years, and now extending that to machines like over the next 20 years. So it's like this really, really kind of amazing market space that's just starting to open up.
So how did you guys first think of this idea? Where did you get it? I understand that you were doing some education.
Yeah.
You were actually at the University of New Brunswick. You're currently a PhD student. But
Yeah.
how did this whole idea come to tuition?
Well, we've been studying in the lab that I'm in for 20 years, manufacturing. So we have like a full-blown machine that actually makes plastic parts, plastic injection molding machine. And it's a very common manufacturing process. So we're just like, okay, trying to figure out ways to make it more efficient, try to get more out of that machine. So in our nerdy little space, we're there figuring out all the math and the software behind all that. And so it just was a development of years of research, actually. It kind of came to this idea, and we actually got a patent for that technology.
And now you want to go commercialize that patent.
Yeah. So, the industry's changing. There's a culture there where if it works, that's fine, But now, since there's such a squeeze on manufacturing, they're all trying to get that extra bit of performance out of the machinery because they're trying to find every little dollar that they can. So these more advanced solutions are looking a lot more attractive in that space, which is why we think it's a really good time to have this kind of technology taking it to market.
You pitched this idea just a little while ago, and you're really hoping to get into the Accelerate program. What are you hoping to have the Accelerate program offer to you? What are you hoping to learn through this whole process?
Well, obviously, we've got the technology, but we've never started a business before, so that's a key component, right? Just getting good mentors around us, the resources to be able to, some of the issues we're into is, okay, how do I manage this IP? If I'm negotiating contracts with big companies or trying to figure out how to, my pathway to market, just being able to call somebody up who's done it, or have someone float through your office space and say, hey, I got this right now, can you give me a hand with that? I mean, we really think that environment would be very beneficial to us.
So what do you think is one of your biggest struggles that you probably will go through this year, and what do you think is something that you guys really want to hope to achieve?
Well, and everybody, with all the investors that we've talked to, sort of early stage and just throwing our pitch out there and whatnot, it's really drilling down on that business model. How are you really going to make money? Our software is fairly generic, so it can be applied into so many different machines or processes or whatever. So we really need to work on, okay, how are we going to make money? What's our focus going to be? Yeah, figuring out how to pitch it effectively, you know, when we're going to raise funding for the bigger rounds to really get us up and going.
Right.
So just clarifying a lot of that kind of stuff, right?
So have you guys established a team yet that will be working with you on this product?
Yeah, so we've got a couple engineers coming out of the university, myself and actually this professor who developed the technology. And we brought on 2 other business development people, Adam and Justin, to really help us go through that process of market discovery and validation and figure out that business model and
Right.
find the, you know, the best market to go to first kind of deal. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So what advice would you give to anyone who's kind of maybe in the same step you guys are, maybe a few steps earlier, but they're saying, I want to go start up a business or I got an idea. What steps would you tell them from the process that you learned so far? You're very early on in the process.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question.
But what steps would you tell them to take to start making that path achievable?
One of the values that I've seen actually, and this is to the credit of Adam and Justin since they've come on, is they were fairly well connected and really worked hard at integrating into the startup community. So they've sort of brought me along in that.
Right.
So in the last 4 months of working with these guys, we've met a lot of people. And I just find it so amazing how one little conversation can unlock so much in terms of your perspective on the problem. So really just finding all those people, the mentors, and when you start plugging into the community, people have already solved problems that you're facing, and it's really helped, I think, advance us, you know, in our thinking, how we our go-to-market sort of game plan. Like everybody's like, nah, that won't really work, or yeah, we've done that, that's perfect, and stuff. So you got to network. You gotta get out there.
Thank you very much for your time, Scott.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
And we wish Eigen the best of luck.